Shalom, friends. This is the Akiva Gersh from Israel in 5, and we have a very special edition of Israel in 5 today. It's going to take longer than 5 minutes because we have a presentation in honor of the holiday of Passover. We're going to spend some time together right now, singing songs, sharing thoughts. Jews love to do this around the holidays, also on Shabbat, when we can't have musical instruments like I have here. We like to do that as well. And so this is during the week of Passover, so I can have my guitar. And I'm really excited to be here with you and just celebrate Passover together and sing some songs, maybe learn some new songs if you don't know some of the songs I'll be singing, and share some thoughts and ideas about Passover this time, this holiday, and this time of history that we're in right now and how they all connect. So let's start with a song about Jerusalem, because really when we think about Passover, it's one of the 3 pilgrimage festivals in the Jewish tradition. And in ancient times, when the temple used to stand in Jerusalem, so the Jews had a commandment, the mitzvah, to go visit Jerusalem on Passover, right? Being there, showing up, be present, connect to God through this very, very special and holy place. And on Passover specifically, bring the very, very special Passover offering. So Jerusalem is a very, very big part of the Passover holiday. And for the last 2,000 years that the Jews have not had a temple in Jerusalem, we've been yearning for the rebuilding of Jerusalem, the rebuilding of the temple. And every year at the end of the Passover Seder, which we just said a few days ago, we say the words, L'shana haba'a b'Yushalayim habnuya, next year in the rebuilt Jerusalem. So I'll say those again slowly, L'shana haba'a b'Yushalayim habnuya, next year in the rebuilt Jerusalem. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're really hoping for. So here we're going to sing it to a nice upbeat melody. So please sing with me. Here we go. Shana haba, shana haba, shana haba b'Yushalayim. Shana haba, shana haba, shana haba b'Yushalayim. Shana haba b'Yushalayim habnuya. Shana haba b'Yushalayim habnuya. Now just a melody. One more time with the words. Lishana haba, lishana haba, lishana haba, b'Yushalayim. Lishana haba, lishana haba, lishana haba, b'Yushalayim. Lishana haba b'Yushalayim habnuya. Shana haba b'Yushalayim habnuya. So we're praying, we're yearning to be back in Jerusalem with the Holy Temple there. We think about that every single Passover for the past 2,000 years, but that we still have so much to celebrate even in these times, right? Especially in these times that we get to live in, to witness, and some of us be part of the return of the Jewish people back to the land of Israel, back to the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people. And Passover here in Israel is a very, very special time. It's a joyous time. It's an amazing time. The whole country is off. Imagine, right? The whole country is off for the same holiday, having the same vacation. The schools are closed. Many of the offices aren't in full force. And so you really feel like you're celebrating this holiday on a national level with the entire nation. It's a really, really special thing. And You know, Passover, like other holidays, it's a time of celebration. It's also a time of prayer, of longing, yearning. We're always longing and yearning, right? Celebrating the beauty of what we're experiencing right now, and longing for even more, right? Longing for a future that will be even brighter for all the world. So this is a song from the book of Psalms. I lift up my eyes to the mountain. Where does my help come from? My help comes from God, maker of heaven and earth. I want to specifically have in mind and dedicate this song to the hostages. The Israelis were still being held in captivity. 134 Israelis still not home, still not back in Israel, being held by the horrible and terrible Hamas regime. So we keep them in mind when we sing this song. You can't imagine how many times hostages sing this song or said these words while being held in captivity there. So let's sing it with them and for them. So in English, I lift up my eyes unto the mountain. From where will my help come from? I lift up my eyes unto the mountain. May I my help comes from God, maker of heaven and earth. My help comes from God, maker of heaven and earth. Just the melody. Oh yeah, it was Passover time, 7 days, eating the matzah, not eating any leaven, the chametz out of our lives for an entire week. It's like a spiritual diet, right? I don't think there's many health benefits of eating matzah. There's probably health benefits of less leaven in our lives, but this is really a spiritual thing, right? A spiritual thing. In the mystical tradition of the Jewish people, matzah is called lechem demhenuta. It's called a bread of faith. And then when we eat it, we're literally filling up ourselves up. We're filling ourselves up on faith, right? Because why are we eating matzah? Because we believe, right? We believe that that's what God told us to do. That's what we're supposed to do. We believe in the story of our people, right? We believe that we were slaves once upon a time in Egypt. That God did incredible miracles and it freed us, and liberated us, and brought us out of there, redeemed us, and brought us home to the land of Israel. This is the time of celebration. This is the time of faith. As I said before, we think a lot about Jerusalem and the rebuilding of Jerusalem. So maybe let's sing another song has to do with rebuilding Jerusalem. Yibane Beit HaMikdash b'mehera v'yaminu. Yibane. Okay. Here Tzion. Timale, you'll hear the words. Here we go. Here we go. I'll go a little higher actually. Yibane HaMikdash. Right, that Jerusalem, the temple should be rebuilt. The last words are just saying that there in Jerusalem, we're gonna go back. We're gonna make our elevation up to the temple, and we're gonna sing a new song. It's a new chapter of human history, a new chapter for the world. Peace and goodness, godliness for all the world, all the nations of the world. And God, we should see it soon. Lord, God. All right, my friends. So we know the last day, just tuning my guitar here, the last day of Passover, we call it the seventh day of Passover. The seventh of Passover has a special name, and it's a special day because that's the day of the splitting of the sea. That's the day that the splitting of the sea happened a week after the Israelites left Egypt. They find themselves at the sea, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. The Egyptians after them, the sea in front of them, the scary wilderness on their right and on their left. And they go into the sea, right? The sea splits and a great grand miracle happens. And when they get to the other side, they sing a song. They sing a song of praise and thanks to God for what just happened, what they just witnessed, including seeing the downfall and death of their oppressors. The Egyptians who go in after them, the waters close in on them and they're done. So one line from this Song of the Sea that they sing says, Ozi v'zimrat ya v'yehi li yeshua. Right? Ozi, my strength, v'zimrat ya, in praise of God. V'yehi li yeshua. It will be for me a salvation. So let's sing. It's a beautiful, sweet kind of folk Jewish song. It goes like this. Please sing with me. Ozi v'zimrat ya v'yehi li yeshua. Ozi v'zimrat ya v'yehi Alrighty, my friends, happy Passover, as we say in Hebrew, Chag Sameach, a beautiful, happy holiday. And especially on Pesach, we even say Chag Kasher V'Sameach, have a happy and kosher holiday, because there's so many rules of what you can and cannot eat on Passover, hoping everyone, keeps it kosher, so to speak. So it's interesting, in the Torah, it says dozens and dozens of times that God says to the children of Israel through Moses that you should remember that you were slaves in Egypt. Don't forget, right? It's one of the things that we're never meant to forget. Always to remember, even thousands of years later, that we once were slaves in Egypt. Now, why? What's the purpose? What's the point? Isn't it enough on Seder night, one night a year? We tell the story and we remember. Why do we have to remember it every single day? One of the main answers to that is that we should remember that we were once oppressed as well. Now, unfortunately, the Jewish people, we've been oppressed many times, not just at one time. But the roots of our story, the roots of our nationhood, right, are found in the coming out of oppression, the being freed from enslavement. And we should always remember the bitter taste of oppression, the bitter taste of enslavement, the bitter taste of discrimination, of hate and evil. And as a result, be motivated to only be good and bring good to the world, to be good and to bring good. That's the motivation, God willing. So it's really meant to help us become even better people than we already are, to be motivated to do even more good than we already do. And that's one of the essential teachings of Judaism, and specifically of the Passover holidays. Never forget where we came from. Never forget our story. Never forget the hardships we've gone through. Never forget the hardships that our people have overcome. And know that any hardship that we might face, we can overcome as well, because it's in our DNA. It's who we are as a people. Right now, we know the Jewish people in general, the Jewish people living in Israel specifically, are going through tremendous hardships. Right? All around the world, a rise in anti-Semitism. And in Israel, obviously, battling terrorist organizations and nations that hate us and seek our elimination on all fronts and all sides. So here we go. Let's sing another song, my friends. This one's also from the book of Psalms. It really is all about this future time that we're waiting for, that all will be good for the entire world. And a new world, a new chapter will be opened up and begin. And the words in Hebrew are Atatakum Toachim Tzion, that you, God, will rise up and have mercy on Zion. Because the time has come to have mercy, grace. The time has come. Kiva Moed. So here we go, my friends. At some point, I'm going to switch the chorus into English. Just the time has come. You can sing that with me. So here we go. אתה פותח את ציון, ילכן נקיבה מועד. אתה פותח את ציון, ילכן נקיבה מועד. אתה פותח את ציון, ילכן נקיבה מועד. Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed, Kiva Moed, Ein Tatachon, Derachem Zion, Yelchen Kiva Moed. Atatakom derachem Zion, Yelchen Akiva moed. Atatakom derachem Zion, Yelchen Akiva moed. Kiva moed, Kiva moed. Kiva moed, Kiva moed. The time it has come. Sing with me. The time it has come. The time it has come. Oh yes, the time it has come. Just about it now. I'm the die, 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 I died and died, the time it has come. Oh, yes, the time it has come. Oh, yes, the time it has come. Let's slow it up a little bit and really turn this into a prayer. This song into a prayer. These words were written by King David 3,000 years ago. And we're meant to be a prayer. And God, please let the time come. Kiva Moed, let the time come. May the time come. When all the oppression, all the darkness, all the hate, and all the evil have been eliminated from our world, and we're left only with the goodness, the great and grand goodness of this world. The time, so while we're singing this song, these words, the time has come, have it in your heart, have it in your mind. I think it's the prayer for those days to come. So it's that we're ready, the time has come. Let it be now, let it be today. We're so ready for this. Here we go. The time it has come. The time it has come. The time it has come. Oh yes, 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 the time it has come. Alrighty, my friends, I'm wishing you again a Chag Sameach, a happy holiday, happy Passover, beautiful Passover, wherever you are. And I'll just share maybe one last thought. There's a million thoughts to share about Passover, during Passover. And that is like, why is it called Passover, right? The simple reason is because during the 10th plague, the angel of death was passing over the houses of the Israelites because they put the blood from the offering that they brought earlier that day to show that they are Jews, right? That they are Jews. and the death passed over their house and saved them as a result. Right, so it's this idea of passing over. Pesach in Hebrew, the same idea, right? So kind of two ideas here. One is this idea that we see that the Israelites who were so enmeshed in Egyptian society, they almost got lost. In fact, many of them did. But those that didn't, they remembered who they were. They remembered their identity. They were proud to be who they were. And they were no longer scared. They were no longer afraid. They had no more fear. And they stood up and they said, I am here. I'm a Jew. I'm an Israelite, right? I'm right here. And because of that, because of their ability to do that, their pride, they were saved, right? Their pride in being who they were. The fact that they were proud to be who they were. They were no longer hiding, no longer ashamed, no longer beaten down, no longer downtrodden. They were standing strong after all those years of slavery and saying, I am here, as we say in Hebrew, Hineni. I'm here, look at me. And that literally saved their lives. And also this idea of going back to the word Passover and Pesach in Hebrew, and this idea, sometimes we have to work really, really hard to achieve something, to gain something, to reach a goal. And that's normal. We should work hard. We should realize that it takes work. There's sometimes that something happens in a second. Sometimes it just happens in a second. And we learn specifically on Seder night, right, at the beginning of Passover, that something's just happening in a second, right? That we're able to reach high and great levels, closest to God, closest to ourselves, closest to our mission, in moments, right? Something otherwise that would take so long, a lot of work, day after day, week after week, again, the way it should be, the way it is. Sometimes we can just jump levels, so to speak, jump levels all at once, and be open to that as well, right? Maybe that's part of one of the miracles of Passover, is that we can just really advance in great and incredible ways, and believe in our ability to do that. Right. So my friends, wishing you a happy Passover. It's great to spend some time with you, singing and celebrating and sharing wherever you are. On behalf of Israel and Five, wishing you a great rest of your Passover, happy Passover. So many blessings for health and for strength and for joy and for happiness. All the best and be well.